see. All right, I'm finna text you. I'm finna text you something. It's a link to my live. So now, open up the phone to fan base. Swipe up. Go to the patio room.
It was good. It was like big screen and like it's like trying to sit in the right spot. You're like, I want to sit front, so I'm not too close. Then it's like a big screen.
Let me see.
And it seems to be working. So that's good to hear, John. I'm glad you let us know that.
Especially being with a lot of more people and stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to see on like the 70 millimeter. I don't know if it's like the bigger one, but it was like, is it worth driving to Dallas for it? I'm thinking about it.
Right.
This was
you can
incredible.
really get it, really good experience. Like it's the better how the film is. So yeah, I would recommend that too.
Oh yeah, this was absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
Okay. Oh man, did it kick me out? There we go. Okay, go. Never mind. I'm finna go to it. Just you got a room open, so just it's still showing what I'm showing on here on my phone. So yeah, so oh wait, when they do a Q&A, I'ma just be showing it for the people who come in the room. So text that to me to my number. I might have to send it to Noah. You know what I'm saying? This is, so when people come in the room, I might have messed it up. Oh, there you go. No, what I did. Now I got your phone hostage, huh?
Ready to get to this,
What was that? Right now, just waiting for Ryan Coogler and some of the other people that's part of Sinners to come out. We just watched the movie, and it was a good movie. So now they're gonna come out for a Q&A time.
I told her I can find out
There we go. So the lights are on now.
All right, what's up, Clarksville? I can't hear you. My name is Tyler Yarrow. I was the one who published the open letter inviting Coogler, Warner Brothers, and the cast down. Now, I like to say it was an open letter. It wasn't official. It wasn't official. It was an invitation to come to see us, to feel us, to come to our juke joints, to see our farms, to be activities with us. And so I really want to thank a lot of different people who have helped be a part of all of this. I want to thank Still Talk Media. I want to thank Leah Wright. And without her, this would not have been possible. Thank you, Leah, and Captain Lee. I want to thank local folks like Dave Houston and Jaleesa Collins, who were the first to say there needs to be a screening here in Clarksville. And so I do want to spend some time just to thank our sponsors. You know, it's always good if we have Warner Brothers come in and dig out the auditorium, right? But it's also important that we have local buy-in. Local buy-in. I want to thank Visit Clarksville for their generous donation for I want to thank Higher Purpose Hub and Tim Lampkin, all the way to their I want to thank the Community Foundation of Northwest Mississippi. I want to thank Coogler in Partnership for Health in America. I want to thank Black Voters Matter. I want to thank Capital News. Thank y'all. I want to thank the Mississippi Men's Council. Thank you. I want to thank the Mississippi Film Office. Thank you. Southern Bancorp. Thank you. Sales and Commons Group. Thank you for your contributions. Rio Arts. Education, thank you. Travelers Hotel in Clarksville, Mississippi, thank you for our service. I really want to thank Baltimore Properties. I don't know if Ben is here, but thank you, Ben, for your support. have a young brother who is doing amazing work in our community too. I want to thank Philanthro Culture. I want to thank the city of Clarksdale for allowing us to use this space. We have social organizers doing the work. Government's supposed to come in and elevate and again fuel that fire that's already within people. So thank you, city of Clarksdale.
Make sure he can
I also want to thank the Coleman County Board of Supervisors. Thank you all. And lastly, I want to thank the, I get this right, so I got to thank Yes, I got to thank the Deep South Solidarity Fund. Thank you all. And so now I'm going to introduce Aaliyah Wright. Aaliyah is an award-winning journalist from Clarksdale, Mississippi. She's a local reporter at Capital V News, a nonprofit black news organization doing reporting for black communities like this one and others across the country. She is also a playwright, editorial director for Storyworks Theater. She is a 2025 IRE Chauncey Bailey Journalist of Color Investigative Reporting Fellow and is currently based in Washington, D.C. Please give it up for Aaliyah.
To be here in Clarksdale, the place that raised me first and gave me my start in journalism. So it is amazing to be here and see so many people. Like, let's just give a round of applause for ourselves. I just want to take up a little space to honor those who have came before us, names of folks that we know, folks like Aaron D. Henry and Vera Mae Pick, and also to the folks whose names you don't know because they weren't written into the history. And I also want to thank our present leaders. I mean, Tyler already gave y'all the list, so I ain't gonna go through everybody because I don't want to miss nobody. But thank you to everybody who has made this event possible, and especially thank you to Warner Brothers, Brian Coogler, the cast and crew. We have an important and special conversation for you, so I mean, let's just dive right in. These folks need no introduction, but let's bring them back to the stage. Brian Coogler. Executive producer and composer. Miles Payton, the wonderful actor who played Tello Herman, producer and co-founder of Proximity Media. Let's also bring out several musicians who were instrumental in the film sound. I know y'all love that soundtrack, right?
Yeah!
Let's bring out the amazing Boo Mitchell. David Burnside. Larry Jackson. And the great Mr. Bobby Rich. Is that join us? Okay. Really quickly, the press who are on my right side, side. Can you please move to this side here? So there's a clear shot of the panel. I really appreciate y'all. My apologies.
Here comes Saber.
All right. Last but not least, again, Mr. David Burnside. Y'all like the film?
Yeah!
I just want to say thank y'all for seeing us, for bringing our stories to the big screen, and for doing it with care and authenticity. So thank you so much from a Clark filmmaker to other projects. So let's jump into the conversation. Brian, I want to start. You could have based this film anywhere, but you decided to set it in Clarksdale. And I know that you have deep ties to Mississippi through your grandparents, your Uncle James. But why Clarksdale? What makes this place special?
Thank you for having me. First and foremost, I'm glad you guys all came on. I would say I just did a lot of research about the state of Mississippi. I kind of zeroed in on the Delta Blues style of music in the era where it was intensely popular in the black community,
Oh, it's
but
cool.
it hadn't gotten the nationwide notoriety yet. And I wanted it to be set in a town that would, that would ring bells for people that know. And Clarksdale was kind of perfect for all of these things. I think it's kind of, you guys are from here, man. So y'all know it's kind of the cultural capital of the Delta Blues as a concept, but also everything that's related to that. And I love that. When I first got to travel, there's one thing about reading about Clarksdale in the book. But then Ludwig and I came down after we finished the first draft of the screenplay, got some time to read eventually, and we flew into Memphis, and then he took us across the state line, and it put everything together for me. Like once I understood where Clarksdale was, in relationship to everything else. I was kind of fascinated by its history. And when I actually got here, I realized that I had made the right creative choice. Once I met the people, I think the first musician that we saw play was Super Chicken. I don't know where he is, but it was right here on the downtown street. And I love coffee, so I went to a coffee shop. They had music playing in there, and I was just, everybody was like, no, it just felt right, And for folks who are followers of this type of music and the culture, as soon as they hear Clarksdale, it has an association with the metaphysical and the supernatural. I think in that Tommy Johnson story, the Robert Johnson story, Sun House, and all the lyrics of the Delta Blues, that music of Crossroads. And I think that kind of like will help the minds up to all of the metaphysical stuff that's going to happen in the movie, vampires and griots and all of that comes with it. So yeah, that was how I settled on it in a nutshell.
I know a lot of
The other thing I would say is I had a great time. All of us, while y'all watching the movie, we were traveling and learning and listening to the places in the community where you guys were organized and building. And that's the other thing is that the characters in the film all have like an enterprising spirit, like a self-sufficiency. They're all trying to build. They're all trying to negotiate that space in the world. And that was another thing that I thought that I think the community-based builder's mindset seemed like it had a lot of history here in this place as well. So that's the other element. Not everybody in this movie is a musician. Like, I guess Slim, Remick and Sammy are, but everybody else is they're around the music business, but they all are community people, a store owner. The twins, they run illicit businesses, but that was the only way they could go at that time, like they trying to open up essentially a nightclub, you know what I'm saying? Annie has her shop and cooks, but that enterprising mindset that you'll find in the South, that's so often overlooked, but that was what the script was also about, and those ties to community, that makes sense.
Sure. I know one question a lot of people have been asked, if it's inspired and based in Mississippi, why wasn't it filmed in Mississippi? And I understand that there were some challenges and some constraints in trying to do that. Can you just talk a little bit about why it was filmed?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I wish we could film it here, but how I broke it came down to two things. Number one, just tax credit. It was a big movie, big actors, big budget, and tax credits mean a lot when you're in that situation. And I think when we came to check in with Mississippi, that tax credit had been matched. So the other things that we built in the crew base, so Louisiana did that. Unfortunately, but and really in the world, to find a place that's that black, and has that agricultural look, in a feeling of visual isolation. So we went as far, out from the Louisiana words to try to capture that. But that's the reality of it.
Miles, I want to come to you. First of all, congratulations on this being your debut film. I would have never guessed this was your first role. You killed it. I want to ask, how much of Clarksdale's history did you know prior to the role, and how did that influence the way that you portrayed Sammy on screen?
Yeah, so what's up, everybody? I didn't know much about Clarksdale prior to filming, but I grew up on Sam Cooke, who I know is from the first song I went with as a kid. So once I got the role and I started doing my research on blues and stuff, I found out about Clarksdale and the rich culture that's here. So it was incredible to take part in that, to learn so much about the culture.
Were there any other music artists that inspired you?
Yeah, definitely Muddy Waters, for sure. Mississippi, Central Blues playlist, like straight off the bat. Once I started practicing, he just sent me a list of different blues artists, and I started to listen to it, kind of shape how I wanted my character to sound.
Sarah, if I want to come down to you. You collaborate with Brian a lot. What connects you two creatively, and what has working with him taught you about the power of storytelling and staying true to the culture?
Man, great question. I do want to quickly say, though, about the state tax incentive here in Mississippi. Right away, we got in touch with the film office here. There's an amazing woman named Nina who runs it every year. Nina, and she was so amazing and so responsive and professional and did her best. But the one thing that Nina kind of told me was maybe the good news of how successful Sinners has become is it'll help maybe change that law a little bit more and help get future productions out there. As far as working with Ryan, I mean, as a producer, that relationship with the director and producer is so important, and Ryan makes it so easy because he's very much absolutely about the film, about the story we're trying to tell. I was very lucky to have an amazing producing partner, Lindsay, before, so you guys all met. And he outlined the story for us, Lindsay and I, a long time ago, and when we all got together to make the decision to make this movie, it was never a question of what we're doing, but how quickly can we get it going. And he has such an amazing way of collaborating with everyone on the stage, and giving everyone an amazing sense of ownership over the story. And while it's still very much his vision, he really welcomes that collaboration. And, it was an amazing experience making this film because every step of it was challenging, but because we were all together, united under his leadership, it was still fun to be able to work on.
Literally, I love to come through. There were so many musicians who graced the soundtrack. I mean, Clarksville's own Kingfish and Super Kid. Can you talk a little bit about how your team picked the musicians to be a part of this project, and also how did their perspective guide the tone of the film?
Yeah, I mean, music is such a big part of this story, and even though we shot it in Louisiana, when you see Clarksville up there on the sign at the train station, all the musicians there are from Clarksville. They drove down, and Serena is the executive music producer. We really wanted to make sure that we kept that authenticity, having real blues musicians, and not just on screen, but also everywhere in the school, on the songs. There's a crucial moment where Mary and Stack are having an argument, and during that moment, it was a very emotional moment, and you see her crying, and she's crying to the guitar tones of English. And that there's something magical about that, and I just feel so very grateful that we were able to make that happen, and with the help of, one of the first musicians that helped us when we came here was Lou Mitchell, we went over to his studio and he pulled all over his friends over, to musicians that we see here. And Serena also stole Bobby Rush for a few months in Europe. And you guys kept talking. And just feel very honored to be able to work with so many incredible musicians.
I mean, listening to the soundtrack, it sounds like a musical family reunion. And Boo, I got that from you in one of the interviews you did previously. Can you just talk about the feeling of collaboration, and also, what was your response when you finally heard the finished tracks?
Oh my God, I was just really blown away from the work that Elizabeth had taken this raw material that we did. I remember recording Alvin Youngblood Heart singing Traveling, and I can't remember what the situation was, but they had a piece of the song and they're like, can you get me something to do it? Do the whole song. So Alvin came in just one afternoon and did the song in 5-10 minutes, and I sent it to him. And when I see it on the screen, to see that it's one of the prominent songs in the movie, it just makes me it makes me grateful to know and to be connected with all of these amazing musicians, Bobby, Cedric, Terry, High Rhythm, Super Chicken, just everybody. These are people that I have, known some all my life, and have had the opportunity to work with at one time or another. So just when I got the initial call from Ron and Lupe, I didn't really know what they were up to. Ron was keeping his cars close, and we rode through the Delta and we stopped. We had to stop in Clarksville first. We had to do that, and then on down to in Cleveland. And we're talking about the blues and stuff. So I being put together like a list of all the people I thought were authentic, and they're all in the movie. So I still remember Ryan when we had our first session. We had everybody assembled in the studio, and Ryan's just sitting on the floor and telling the musicians about the movie, and I knew a little bit about the movie, and then he gets to the part, oh yeah, then the vampires come on.
Oh, you weren't expecting that.
So,
I gotta tell y'all, man, like, that line that goes to Slim Shad's, when you realize that they're dealing with vampires, he says, I had a girl once that was a vampire. Like, so that was Bobby Rush said that. I was sitting on the floor at Royal Studios around all these musicians, and like, and Mr. Rush is looking at me like dead in my eyes while I'm telling this vampire story. And I don't know if he like, if I when I get done, he's gonna get up and like walk out or what. And then I got done, and he was like, you got a little vampire.
Tierney and Cedric, I'd love to hear from you. Earlier in the film, we heard a remake of Howlin' Wolf's song that you two recreated. Can you just talk a little bit about your approach to honoring this classic song while also staying true to your background?
I felt like really the only way to felt like my place was to honor the sound by just being present in the story that's being told within the lyrics. They paint the picture, the lyrics, they plant, they paint the setting. And to be present in that spirit of what's going on and what's getting ready to happen, it really wasn't about, me, really. I'm just a vessel. And the blues it was a traditional tool for our ancestors. So I'm just a vessel. So when I got called to do this work, I just wanted to make sure that I stayed true to the genre, true to what was being told, and just allow my voice to be used by, the ancestors that needed to be heard.
Come on, Vessel. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, just the importance of honoring the classic song, about also staying true to who you are?
I love to honor the older cats. They show open the door for the young generation blues musicians like myself and others. But when I got the call to do this song, I was honored, of course. But I'm always thinking of ways that I can honor the legends. And doing this song with Tierney, for loving me, and guys, it was a true honor for me to just, really do it and show love.
Yes, showing love for sure. Mr. Bobby Rush.
Because I speak to you because what a great writer you are. And this group is named like our feet. Let me tell somebody about it. Now listen, I want you. Because go to the 10, I'm 92. It means so much to me that, thank you for giving Mississippi left a shot because I remember working this time on myself in Muddy Water, 1949. And we had to work down in Alligator because we couldn't work in certain places here on Pennsylvania because we were black. We had to go to Alligator, take a little juke jump. And then we wanted to catch a train to Mark, Mississippi. At that time, y'all write this down. Get off at Mark, get off. When you stop at Mark, you got to get off 1 mile down Hammer and walk back because we were in office. get home at the same place with white people, but you get off at another place. I remember those days. And this reminds me that you know that Mississippi needs this stuff. You did it for us, man. You did it for us.
Oh, I have so many questions, so little time. So as we wrap up, I guess my final question to whoever is inclined to answer, there's so many creators in this room, from writers, directors, composers, musicians, all of the above, who don't have access to the resources to tell their story, to own their story. Any advice for those folks who are trying to gain access to what they need in order to tell the stories that they know? Right, let me pick on somebody.
I come from California, and one of the blessings about Cali is, like, you know, it's all there to drive away. That makes sense. So the research question, I'm not the most qualified to answer. Strange as it seems, because you don't look like most of y'all. Like Louis might be the best one for that. Like, you travel thousands of miles to learn how to score a movie. And like, this one on Postal Springs, and it was just like yesterday when I found out how he heard of it. But you know, I don't know, Louis, you want to talk? Like, but what I will say is, you know, I came up with a roof over my head in a house in North Oakland that my grandfather built with his bare hands. He was not a contractor, he was a longshoreman. But him and his brothers would get scrap wood every weekend and built the second story of a house that we still, in my family, call home. He was a Mississippi man. Moved to California. I got an appreciation for the blues from my Uncle James, also a Mississippi man, who would make me sit there and listen to his music, even when I didn't understand. I wanted to listen to Bone Thugs or something. You know what I mean? You know, and he gave me so many lessons, you know, that I didn't even know I was getting. Both of them came to California at a time when it was real hard for them, and they made a way for, you know, for me. I came up with access being in that state when it comes to the film industry, the entertainment industry, and what have you. But the thing that you guys have, you know, is a thing that can't be taught. You know, so I would say just keep going for it. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to put the energy out there. I'm so thankful to Tyler and all of his colleagues and collaborators for writing that letter. You know what I mean? Crazy is, like, you know, they wrote that. We got a whole other, we in conversation with Jeff Goldstein and Dan Abbey, and everybody at Warner Brothers who made this happen. But the echo of that, all of my homies from California was sending that to me. You know what I mean? People who I came up with in Cali, they were sending it to me daily. And then when they sent it, they was like, "Hey, cool, y'all better do something about this." You know what I mean? So when y'all put the energy out, you know, if you need to get access, if you need to go to a place, you know, I think that with what y'all have, what y'all learned from this place, you know, you will go to those places and you will dominate. You know what I mean? Like, it's just keep pursuing, keep putting that energy out. But I mean, I think a little bit, it'd be great to hear a little bit about how he came up. This my homie. He made every film with me, and he's from thousands of miles away.
Well, yeah, just really quick on that. I would say I moved to Los Angeles. I'd never been to America before. I had my friends, my family, my network was all in Sweden, where I'm from. But that was probably one of the most difficult things to do, was to move to the other lonely and small and wishing that you went back with your family every night, you know, you cry yourself to sleep. But in the beginning, that was very difficult. But very soon after I moved, I found a friend that was going through the same thing, even though his family was a drive up the coast. But it was, I think it was just kind of what you're saying, like you have to, we both, you know, threw ourselves in that situation that was a little uncomfortable for a little bit, and you know, but you know, we were able to find soulmates, and we lived each other out together with a new family kind of meeting.
And just to add 3 more like actionable things, it's like number 1 is education, number 2 is networking, number 3 is capitalizing. Education does not have to be film school, doesn't have to be college. There's no shortage of ways to self-educate yourselves. YouTube videos, books, events like today, like definitely seek to find ways to educate yourself, just to set yourselves apart from everybody else who's not. Networking, it does not mean, you know, networking up. I think networking, as evidenced by this group here, it's networking laterally. People next to you, people who are in your community, people in your space, like that's the number way to do it. And lastly, I think capitalizing is a big deal. Like, you guys have to capitalize on what you have. It's less about what you don't have, what access you don't have. We have to go make a whole ass stage and set to make it look like this place. You guys are already here. There's so much energy here, so much magic here and culture here. Find ways to capitalize on that. Tell your story. And honestly, guys, I think the whole world is watching right now. This is a huge spot.
I'll say is like don't be afraid to look silly. Like how I ended up going to LA, which is it was supposed to be on and on live, but like it felt like it was a world away. Oakland, it's a big state, like a 6-hour drive. But what happened was crazy because I see a lot of myself in Tyler. Like somebody told me I might be there to make a movie. I'm thinking like I gotta hit up Spike Lee. And so I was like, I wrote a full letter to the 40 Acres and a Mule, and I got back to it, and I was like waiting to hear back, you know what I'm saying? I looked up, and then eventually I'm like, man, Spike Lee ain't get my facts. I'm like calling the landline here. I'm like, hey, I'm speaking to Mr. Spike Lee, you know what I mean? Landline. Eventually somebody answers, and they're like, hey man, I said, baby in here, right? That's when that baby saw this movie. So I used to watch movies like this long, you know. And this dude picks up like, hey man, I see this number been calling a lot. What's going on? I'm like, hey, I want to talk to Mr. Lee. He's like, why? Well, somebody told me I was gonna make a movie. He was like, bro, somebody call up here every day and shit, man. Like, what do you want? I'm like, well, figure out Mr. Lee to talk to me, you know. Like, that's not gonna happen, dude. I'm like, huh? And he's like, yo, why don't you start a film school? That's what Spike did. He's like, man, where are you? I'm like, California, sir. He's like, hey, you right there in California, you got all kinds of film schools, man. Spike, man, do what Spike did. And hung the phone up. Man, you know, so I got mad, right? Film schools or whatever, and I ended up going to film school. And I was like the homie, you know, he always but you know, like I would say, like don't be afraid to reach out, you know, and go. One of our best actors we ever worked with, from here, I'll take his Mr. He's still making
What's your email?
And call her up, get cursed out, you know what I'm saying, get hung up on, you know what I mean? But you know, and if you do leave and go to LA, go to New York, do your thing, and don't be afraid to come back.
They want to come on stage.
Our panel, I just got the minute warning. So can we please give a loud round of applause to One second though, don't leave. Let me for this. And panel, please do not leave. I would like to bring to the stage Nina with the film office of Mississippi, Tyler Yarbrough, and Mr. Dave Goody Houston. And Dr. Please, expeditiously. Delta Dirt, Dave Goody Houston.
It's some good stuff. Some good stuff.
Mr. Houston, he was one of the 2 people who said Clarksville should have a screen. This is a special presentation, and I am going to hand the mic first to Delta Dirt. Speak brief, thank you.
I just want to say how honored it is to be up here and be part of something so tremendous for the Delta. With Delta being in our name is kind of just outstanding. And as America's only Black-owned farm development distillery, we are just so grateful. We have created the world's only sweet potato cake spirit, and I want to give that to y'all. They want me to reiterate, the only Black-owned farm development distillery.
Thank you. First, I want to thank Tyler for having the vision for this and for bringing together an incredible team to execute it. Thank you to Warner Brothers for being willing to come and do this, spend the money, the time, and the effort. Thank you to Sev personally, because I talked to him initially about it coming here. Everybody has been like, why wasn't it here in Mississippi? I'm like, y'all tried. And we will eventually. We will eventually. So thank you for that. Thank you for telling a story about Mississippi, about its very challenging historical truths, along with the incredible beauty and skills that exist here. You told the story beautifully, authentically. We're so appreciative. We're so appreciative that you set it in a real place where people can come and visit and see it for real. We're appreciative that you put our musicians in the film, and their music will continue to move on and live on. And there are new people that are inspired by this, including my 15-year-old son who's in the audience, and he's ready to pick up a guitar now. You guys have inspired the filmmakers in this room. You've made it so that all of our stories matter. The Black community, the musicians community, the Chinese community, the Choctaw community, all of these places that come together in Mississippi that lots of people don't realize. You have done that, and you allow our stories to live, and that all of us matter. So thank you on behalf of the state of Mississippi.
And there's a gift for you all in the film office. Last but not least, I will let Dooney and Renisha present the gift.
Woo! First of all, I want to say, shout out, applaud them, y'all guys, your people. Second, I want to give shout out to Tyler, Aaliyah, Mr. Collins, Inc. that put this together. What I did, I said I would draw a portrait. And when I wanted to draw the portrait, something told me that no, don't take credit. Give it to one of our high school students, a young star of our city. So I contacted Renisha, and she finished it up. I did the picture. I did your picture, and she put the details.
With y'all, the crowd, but we need our panel to just stand up and turn to the screen. And if you're a photographer and you need to get a shot, please be careful of the steps, getting on the stage.
Oh, sorry, we can't accommodate all. My apologies.
Yeah.
Wrong direction. Okay, we gotta hurry. Let's, Justin, what we need to do? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I don't know how that picture gonna turn out, but it should be a good shot with the people right up front on the first couple of rows.
Okay, and last but not least, there's an award, a Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, we can go. Gonna get out of here.
I need everyone to get off the stage, please. Everyone to get off the stage, please.
Don't close yet. This was a real dope experience. So I seen the movie before today, but I wanted to get this experience. They will be showing the movie all weekend here in Clarksdale. This was just the first day. They're gonna show the movie today, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We came in this way. Yeah. So I will have a little commentary after I get outside and kind of to where I can hear everybody and talk, where it won't be loud. So if anybody want to come on stage and talk about the movie centers, their experience with centers, they can. Thank you for having it.